Hey artists, today we're going to be drawing monochromatic self-portraits, which means we're going to choose a color and stick with that color as we draw ourselves. So you can see here I use green, and I can't wait to show you all the steps to create your own monochromatic self-portrait. All right, when we're drawing a picture of ourselves, a lot of times it helps me to have a mirror or have a picture of myself, or even just to look up at the Zoom if you're working with me and look at your picture on the computer, and that's how you're going to draw your face. The first thing we want to do is make sure that we don't draw our face too tiny or too huge. If I draw the face really small, then it's going to be really hard to do the details inside my face. And if you draw your face huge, you won't have room for your ears, your hair, hat, whatever decoration. So kind of take your finger, make a U shape on your page and say, okay, this is about where I'm going to put my face. It should be like a U shape right in the middle. So now we're going to do that with the pencil. We're just going to go down, make a U shape, and kind of come back up. We want the U shape to get a little skinnier here because that's your chin. And you don't want your chin to be flat. You want it to come all the way down. The next thing that we're going to do when drawing ourselves is give us a neck. Kind of like a curved line coming down on both sides, and it holds your head up. You're going to want to look at your shirt. Maybe you're wearing like a sweater or a jersey, whatever shirt you're wearing. You can look at the shape. I see mine as a t-shirt that just kind of has a curve like U shape coming down. And then you want to just put your shoulders in, just kind of a line going this way and a line going that way. So now I've got room to kind of decorate a shirt. I've got my neck, and now we can work on this face. So the first thing I want to do is toward the top, I want to put two eyes. And I usually do that with like a half circle, and then I bring it down. And then I want to do the same thing on this side. And I try to make them the same size. It doesn't have to be perfect. Inside the eye, I'm going to want to put this part of my eye, that's the colored part of my eye. I want to erase this little line. And then I'm going to put the black part of my eye in here, and I like to leave a little shine, like the little spot in my eye where the light's shining. So this part, I'm going to color in dark here in a minute with my black marker. And then this part will be, where we're going to put the color that your eyes are. So you can also add some texture, some eyelashes, even if you're a boy and you don't want to have super long eyelashes, you want to draw a small eyelash because we all have them. So I'm putting that. Something we have above our eyes is our eyebrows. So we can kind of draw that shape too. Those eyebrows that go above our eyes. And then I'm going to go ahead down here, and I see this is where I'm going to put my mouth. So I'm going to put my mouth shape. I gave myself a smile. And I want to give myself some kind of nose. So I think I'm going to just have my nose come down here. And I like to put a little nostril in there too. So there's my nose. And we want to add some ears, and those will be right next to your eyes. So they go up and they kind of come down to the top of where your mouth is. Doesn't look exactly like me, but it's coming right along. Now think about your hair. Do you have short hair, which would just be like some little short strokes? Do you have long hair? Is your hair in a ponytail? So you want to kind of think about that. You don't want your hair to be coming right out of your eyebrows. You do have a forehead. So if you have bangs, that hair will come down here. But for me, I'm going to make the top of my head. My hair is going to be kind of coming down and wavy, because my hair is kind of wavy. So I'm going to put that wavy hair for me, and it goes behind me. So you can be drawing your hair however your hair is. And then once you've got this part, your eyes, nose, mouth, hair, your neck, and shirt, you're ready to start coloring. Okay, so since these portraits are going to be monochromatic, that means all the colors are going to be about the same, just different values, lighter and darker. So if I was going to do a green portrait, I could get out my green, my yellow green, and my blue green, and use all these shades of green, but no other colors. Maybe my green marker as well. If I wanted to do reds, I could use my red, my pink, which is a light red, and my red violet would be another combination of monochromatic colors. I could also do purples, and if I'm doing purples, I could use the blue violet, the blue, the purple, and the red violet. Those would all kind of go with those purple themes. I could do oranges, regular orange, yellow orange, red orange, and yellow if I wanted to. And another choice you have is blues. You could use regular blue, the blue violet, and the blue green, and then you'd have a very blue person. I think I'm going to stick with, I'm going to do mine in greens. I think that'll be fun. So I'm getting these greens out. Now, something else you can do to make the greens a little bit different is how hard you push. Now, you are able to use your green marker as well, but do not use green marker to color in your face. You're going to use the green marker for any kind of details, but on the face, I want you to use crayon or colored pencil so it's a nice smooth coloring in. Okay, so when I'm coloring my face green, I can push very lightly to color, but this is where the value will come in. So right now I'm using a very light shade by pushing very lightly as I color my face green. And I'm just coloring the whole thing green because I know that the only colors I'm going to use are greens because it's a monochromatic portrait, meaning all these colors are going to be similar. I'll color the neck too. And I'm doing my best to do smooth coloring. Up here as well. All right, now here's where I think it gets kind of fun, is if I push harder, I can make that green look a lot darker, like around my nose. I could give myself some kind of darker, I know my cheeks get a little more color in them, so I can push harder and give myself some kind of darker cheeks right here. And above my eyes, I can push a little darker. So it gets really fun because this whole portrait, we're going to just be using our color that we chose. So for this one, I think I'm going to use my marker and I'm going to color this part in that darker green. And I'm going to do this side too. And around here. And you can see your pictures are really starting to look cool as you add all these different kinds of greens. Put my little eyebrow right on there. And I'll color this one too, trying to make it look like hair. All right. And then inside my eye, I could maybe use my lighter green. Oh, that looks cool. I could make the lips lighter green and add the darker green. So this is where it gets fun, is just really trying the different combinations of greens together. I think maybe here under my chin, I know there's going to be a shadow, so I can make this part darker by pushing a little harder. Underneath here, making it darker, and that makes my neck look a little more realistic. All right, maybe I'll make these ears a little darker. And you can just be working on trying those different values, pushing lighter and darker in different spots. There might be a little bit of a shadow on my forehead, so I might push a little bit darker up here, and then I'll go lighter, lighter, lighter. Next, I can start working on my hair. I think I will do some of the darker green, and I'm going to push a lot harder now to give my curly hair. And I'm just going to color all that in. Now, it's tempting to grab a different color, but I know to make this a monochromatic self-portrait, I'm sticking to the color I chose. So if you're doing different shades of reds or different shades of purples, you're sticking with the color you chose when coloring yourself in. All right, now I'm gonna push a little lighter to get the color in my hair. And then I think I might add some of the marker too, because that makes a nice dark shade for my hair, and my hair is pretty dark. This is really starting to look cool. Get my green marker. I can add some extra curlies to my hair. And so we're just going to keep adding those details and bringing this portrait to life. I want to make sure I do something with my shirt. I think I'll outline it. Maybe I'll put some buttons on it. And if I want, I could use that lighter green for the shirt. Oops. And I'll finish coloring that in. And then maybe I could make my shirt like a leopard print. I wear that a lot, so I could make those like kind of little leopardy. They kind of look like flowers, so whatever it is, I'm just adding a little texture to the shirt and making sure I'm keeping it with the theme of only green things on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish texturing that shirt. Okay, and then once you could write on your shirt. It could be a shirt that has like a saying, or it could be a shirt that has stripes or polka dots or whatever kind of shirt you would like. And then we want to also make sure that we do fill in the background. And so you're going to want to get, you know, anything. If you have colored pencils, you could be using those. I have some green colored pencil sticks, so maybe I'll do like a striped wallpaper. So I'm just going to be adding more of that green to my background. some little polka dots on the wallpaper. And you're just adding any details you want in the background of your portrait. Any kind of wallpaper. You could do like swirly lines or bumpy lines or whatever you think would look good in the back behind your self-portrait. But they're fun because they all look so different depending on what color you chose for your portrait. And then once I'm done with that, I think what I'll do is add some of the light green to the background just to kind of finish it off and make sure that I don't have any white space. The only white space I would like to see you leave is just that part of your eye. Everything else I would say to color in one variety of the color you chose. Well, I better put my polka dots on this side. Oh my gosh, I just think these turn out so cool. So when you're all done with your picture, you have a monochromatic self-portrait, and you've taken the color you chose and used different values, maybe pushing darker or lighter, or finding lighter and darker shades to create a really cool picture of yourself. I can't wait to see your self-portraits.